Hey guys, what is up? Hola Hola, and welcome back to Just Jasmine, where I am just chilling, still quarantining, and I've been a little MIA for the past few weeks. Reason being is with all of these waves of different things going on, for me mentally, I kind of had to put some things on hold to just really lay out what my life was going to be like for the next few weeks. And I've been doing a few things that I feel are very beneficial to me and the people around me. So I wanted to get on here and I wanted to share a few of those things to see if they help kind of push, motivate, encourage, inspire you to do the same thing so that you can continue being in alignment with yourself. What I feel COVID has brought to me is it's brought the attention that I need to actively listen more. There's more people out there that are seeking more empathy, more compassion, more understanding. And even from like a work perspective, my clients are very much appreciative of it in the sense that I am just listening to them. And I'm listening to these cues. So for yourself, the best way that I can describe it is if someone says like, oh yeah, I like XYZ, or there are these bits of tonality, the way it, kind of gets a little bit high pitched, doesn't. For some of, my males, you're gonna hear if they're unhappy, if they get a little more stern, if they have a monotone or flat voice, they're just uninterested. Again, I've just been more aware of tonality, how we're talking, how we're communicating, and I've been taking the time to listen. And it's bled in from, again, my family, my friends, to my colleagues, to my clients, and all around the spectrum, it is a positive attribute. So just wanted to say, if you need to slow down from talking or telling or teaching, take the time to listen a little more. Now, if you're taking the time to listen, then you're obviously doing a good job at building relationships, whatever relationships those are. I love building relationships, and I'm going to save that for a whole nother video, but I wanted to keep talking about these 4 weeks in COVID. So again, taking the time to listen more. And because of that, it's given me the ability to be more aware of my boundaries. Boundaries were something that I was really having a challenge with prior to COVID. I wasn't good. I wasn't good at saying no, and I wasn't good at walking away from bad or toxic relationships or bad or toxic habits. And I feel like the COVID bubble came in and it like forced me to deal with some of these issues. So I've gotten a lot better at boundaries. I'm sure it helps that there's not a lot of FOMO happening right now, because normally that would kind of bother me. But yes, saying no feels good, feels right, doesn't make me a crazy, bad, horrible, insensitive person, just makes me secure, and it is what it is. So again, encouraging you to get a little more familiar with your own boundaries. And the way that I have learned to recognize what is good for me and what is not is if you have at all dabbled or read of human design, I am a generator. And for us, I'll include a link below if you want to go and look into your own human design. But for us generators, if you know you're a generator, our gut is very important. And that's something that I actually only learned, I want to say, within the past year and a half, where I've learned to recognize what my gut, my heart, and my mind are saying. So if the three are aligning, head, heart, gut, then it's saying yes. I'm saying yes. It's a full-blown yes. I'm with it, whatever that is. But if my head and my heart are like, oh, that's good, but my gut's like, nope, doesn't feel good. Or if my gut's like totally cool with it and my head's fine with it, but emotionally like I'm struggling, if the three just are not aligned, then I'm just not going with it. So that is how I have been practicing and learning about my own boundaries. And I wonder if this would even bring any light to you about yours. So let me know if you've ever thought about how that feels in alignment, because once again I read about my intuition and how that affects my gut, it made a lot of sense to me personally. So just curious, leave a comment below if you resonate with any little bit of this. But yes, I encourage you to learn more about your own boundaries. All right, last tip that has really helped me, and it always helps me prior to COVID, it's just sometimes I have to get there, is to be patient with myself. So for you, be patient with yourself. Give yourself some time. I know things don't happen as instantaneously as we want them to. We are a generation that we're programmed to get things like this, and it doesn't work that way. For a lot of us, we know that, especially when you've had a good dose of adulthood. But even so, you know, I've had to have my moment where I'm like, hey, slow your roll. Have a little patience with yourself. Who has been living through a pandemic? Who has experienced making all of these changes and accommodations? We are going through it right here and now. So there's no wrong way of how you're supposed to feel, what you're supposed to experience. Can you even put it in words? Can you describe it? Can you not? Whatever all of that is. I am just simply here to say, be patient with yourself, be gentle on yourself, take it day by day. I'm gonna watch this video later just to remind myself, be patient, be patient. But in all seriousness, guys, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. I hope that you take some of these tips and roll with them, listen a little bit more, become more secure in your own boundaries, and then of course, give yourself some time. Be patient, be gentle. I hope you have a great one. This is your self-love enthusiast wishing you health, joy, and growth.